So, Supreme Knowledge Drop Part 2, we will go for the money shot. So, contrary to popular belief, we think that light travels in a straight line. Okay, let's get that right. And we've made a whole bunch of assumptions and unicorns around this flawed fallacy. It's like putting an engine on the roof of your car accidentally and then defining a whole bunch of suspension measures and noise cancellation measures to solve the problem you've created. So what we need to understand, let's correct the basics first. And in the basics, Mother Nature does not like straight lines. It's the least efficient way of dispersion of energy. And you will notice whether it's in sunflower patterns or any flower pattern, any natural pattern, broccoli, so forth, it follows a natural dispersion cycle. And this is called, it follows a phi ratioed output. And when you manifest it graphically, it's a beautiful phi spiral torus. This is an expansion machine, a dispersion machine. So it's centrifugal, dispersive, it's discharging, so it's discharging full spectrum electricity in the electromagnetism part of our discussion. So it's dispersing electricity out into the universe. It reaches a point of maximum discharge, a point of impotence. And what happens is then it beautifully turns back into itself. Okay? And one can argue that this is possibly even the yin and yang cycle. But what you want to notice here is that in this picture, this compound circuit, I'm going to overlay two levels of misunderstanding, i.e. one that is our current science, and this is the white lines that you see here. And so level one understanding, this is like almost like a GMAT quiz. The fool's answer is I see straight lines. And what happens is at each of these points where the fields superimpose a little bit more, you get a greater tugging of the ether and then a release of energy at those points. So you create little swirling vortices at all of these points as well. And they appear to be straight lines, but they are actually crisscrossing off this phi spiral. Secondarily is our friend Charles Proteus Steinmetz. He was truly a god of engineering. He mastered the AC circuit. And I guess Dr. Steinmetz, and I just want to draw an analogy to the picture that he drew, or he concluded, where he's looking down at a wire, a piece of wire, and he describes two sort of fields. The radiative, I'm not going to put arrows on it, just going to make lines. The sort of dielectric field and the magnetic field. So Professor Steinmetz as well sort of got to level 2 in the answer game. Oops, you can do 2, no? So Professor Steinmetz got to level 2 in this answer game. So he detected that there's points of possible equal magnetic pull. And so he came up with, by seeing this picture, he came up with that view. So you almost have a level 1, a very basic understanding. a level 2, and then you have a level 3, which is something completely option 3, and which provides the answers for all. And it was so simplistically elegant from the beginning. So in this model, you already combine electricity and magnetism. So when the electricity unwinds and discharges into space in this phi spiral, it reaches its maximum point of discharge, flips over like a Mobius coil, like a Mobius ring, and curls back into itself. When it discharges, it appears, at least one part of it appears as light. But when it reaches its endpoint and returns to sender, when its energy returning to a point, it is inverted in a way, spatially inverted, so that it appears dark to us. We don't see the light. And so this is always beautifully in balance. An equation 0 equals 1 minus 1, where this one is the radiative field, this is the gravitative field, and when you combine the two effects, there's always a state of rest and a state of 0. And so this is almost like a pulsation, a pulse out and a pulse in, but it's the model of the universe. This is also simply 50% of the picture. We will do a third video. The next video will explain the full picture.